Hey there, Capricorn. Welcome to your reading for the week of November 18th. This week, you have this Fork in the Road card and you have this Unfinished Symphony card. I definitely feel like Capricorns have to see something through to the end. Something that you've been working on. The Fork in the Road card kind of says you have a choice, right? And the Fork in the Road card usually represents the a new path. And I do feel like these are talking about two different things. Both of these cards, and I'm gonna pick them up in just a minute, and we'll talk about it. But I kind of feel like the Fork in the Road card says you're thinking about taking your life in a new direction, and I do feel that would be a good idea. Maybe what it's getting at, and I say maybe because we haven't pulled enough cards yet. I don't know. But maybe what this reading is saying is before you step off on a new path, that you have to make sure that you kind of wrap things up from the past, whatever you've been working on. Again, I think that would be a very good idea for you with this energy. And so, that's what I would do. You have the King of Cups, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Death card. The King of Cups can represent your emotions. And he is sitting in the middle of the ocean, and he has explored his emotions to a very deep level. And so the whole point of the King of Cups is to kind of use your emotions, or learn how to use your emotions to create success. And a lot of you could be doing that. He also kind of represents stepping into the unknown. I wouldn't even worry about the Tower showing up in the good stuff. So we'll talk about that in a minute as well. But again, you have this Fork in the Road card and this Unfinished Symphony card. I feel like, especially if over the past 10 years or so, you've set off to accomplish something, I feel like this Unfinished Symphony card is saying you really need to go for it, whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. The Fork in the Road card is like a choice that you're trying to make. See, I think that there's a decision that you're thinking about, something that you want to do, but it's like you're fearing heartbreak. And again, I don't even think this necessarily has to do with love. For some of you it could, but again, I think that you've had Pluto in your sign for over for 20 years basically, and I think that you are too used to starting something like a business or your ideas, or you come up with a plan that you want to follow, and then it forms a tower, it just collapses. And so I think that this is saying that you need to kind of see something through to the end, and realize that it's not necessarily going to be a disaster. The Ten of Pentacles is everything you want and desire, so whatever you have your eye on is probably everything you want and desire in your life. Ten of Pentacles forms a tree of life, and again, it's everything you want and desire. Ten of Pentacles is just wealth, family. It's a really good card for love as well, if you want love, because it is the tree of life. It's everything you want and desire in a connection. Really, I look at the Ten of Pentacles as needing to educate yourself as well. It can represent hidden or secret information, but it's not really hidden or secret. It just says you have to do your research on whatever it is that you're working on or growing in your life, and as long as you do your research, you'll be fine. You have the Death card, definitely going through a major transformation. I mean, you have the Death card. You also have this Phoenix card as well. So I think for a lot of you, it's like a Phoenix Rising type of thing going on for you at this time, especially with, this week, Pluto officially moves into Aquarius on the 19th, and so I think that's going to be amazing for you. I've been talking about it for over a year now for you, Capricorn, just because I think it's going to be such a much better energy just in general, and I think you'll be getting a lot more of what you'll want in life as well. I would also say that we have these two pillars from the moon back here, and the sun is coming up between those two pillars, and we end with the sun, so it kind of says you're entering into a sun period, or a period of time where things are more clear, or more vibrant, or more alive in your life. With the King of Cups, you have the King of Pentacles. I kind of do feel this is a person, if you want love, I do feel that there could be a new person coming in for you. It could be an earth sign or a water sign or any sign, because you also have fire, like Leo, Scorpio. You have, Scorpio twice right here, actually 3 times with that Phoenix card. Scorpio was traditionally the Phoenix or the eagle, and so I think for a lot of you, you have options in love, but, this to me looks, if you have options and you're trying to choose with that Fork in the Road card, I feel like this would be someone who's very emotionally connected, very stable. The King of Pentacles is very stable, and, that's probably the thing that will stand out. With the Ten of Pentacles, you have the Five of Wands. Thinking that you can't have this is what I'm getting here with the Ten of Pentacles. Five of Wands, conflict and competition, but fives have very easy solutions in the tarot, and you have 2 fives right here. the solution to the Five of Wands is learning. Like, it's funny that I said that the Ten of Pentacles represents education or hidden or secret information. Five of Wands, these people are using sticks to fight. They're not using swords. So it basically says learn as much as you can. Five of Pentacles says do not call attention to your weaknesses. It wants you to focus on your strengths to get what you want. Can't make this up. With the Death card, you have the Judgment card. Definitely stepping into a new life. I mean, Phoenix, Death, the Tower even. The Judgment card, these people are in their coffins, and the coffin represents their old life. The outside of the coffin represents their new life. So you are definitely entering into a new time here, Capricorn. I think it's going to be much, much better than what you've experienced. Also, readings that have the Tower and Judgment, to me, this is the most powerful combination in the tarot, having Tower to Judgment or Judgment to Tower, and it really represents like a major revelation or major wake-up call or, a big light bulb moment. And so I would pay attention to any of those like sudden insights where something pops into your head, and it could be about anything. And so I would pay attention to that for sure. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this femininity, allure, and charm card. You have this Phoenix. It says renewal, alchemical change, and reemergence. Yeah, I think, a lot of people, I think I said this in one of your last readings, that I feel over the next few years, people could really be like, where the hell did you come from? Meaning you, Capricorn. It's kind of like you're popping onto the scene here. All of a sudden, you're, stepping out into the world, and people are taking notice. So I would do things to enhance that energy. I always say, just because the tarot says something doesn't mean it's going to happen. Tarot is not predictive like a lot of people think. I think it can predict certain things, but really it's energy that you have to work with. So I always say, like, double down on the good stuff. It's pretty freaking simple, and double down on, being in the limelight or, stepping out and getting attention. I think it's time for Capricorns to shine, and that's what I would be doing if I was a Capricorn, and I basically am. I have 900 planets. Every planet and its mother is in Capricorn in my chart. So I definitely do this. Look at my channel. Look at how much I talk about myself on all my other channels and everywhere else, right? And so there's a good reason for it, and I would definitely do it, and it's free, right? Social media is free, so you could be doing this on social media. You could be doing this anywhere. You have the Nine of Wands, the Five of Pentacles, and the Four of Cups. Nine of Wands says that it's time to open up. He is the wounded warrior. I think it's time for you to try again, even though you've tried again a million times during Pluto and Capricorn. And so, like, if there's like a big goal, wish, dream, something you want to accomplish, something that will bring happiness into your life, then I think it's really, really time for you to really, really give it that one last, college try. It's kind of like Hail Mary time. It's time for you to, take that one last shot at doing something, and I think obviously you will be very happy with the results. You have the Five of Pentacles. I think you're focusing on the wrong things still, which, again, not a criticism. I think that, like I said to you in your last reading, it's like spiritual Stockholm syndrome. It's like when you are used to things not working out for too long, then that becomes your new normal, and it's like hard to break free from that. So again, fives have very easy solutions. The Five of Pentacles says you need to call attention to your strengths. So every time you have a negative thought, I would just correct it and see where that leads you, because it'll probably lead to a lot of improvements, plain and simple. You have the Four Cups. Again, I think you need to try again. He's manifested 3 cups in front of him, and now he has this new offer in front of him here. But he's been disappointed so many times in the past that he's afraid to accept this new offer into his life. But I always tell people, like, this is like ingredients to success that he has manifested. Imagine he's trying to manifest a cake. He's manifested like the flour, the sugar, the eggs, but he doesn't realize that all he has to do is mix everything that he has learned, all these ingredients together, and pop it in the oven. So I think that it's time for you to try again and like pop something into the oven, because it's going to work. With the Nine of Wands, yes, Eight of Pentacles, time to take action. Eight of Pentacles is a good card. It's material success on the horizon. It says that you've been putting a lot of work into things in general, and he is almost done. He only has this one more pentacle to complete. I think you need to look at everything that you have done in your life. Like, sometimes I think he needs to stand up, take a step back and look at everything that he's accomplished. Because, if you look at all your accomplishments, it makes whatever you're about to do seem much, much easier. Because you can say, like, oh, look at all this stuff I've already done. What I want to do is like half as much work, so I can easily do it. And I think, gaining that perspective, really can be very helpful in life. And that's what I would do there. With the Five of Pentacles, you have the Ace of Wands. Yes, out with the old, in with the new. I mean, all these cards, the Phoenix, Death, Judgment, Tower, all of that is out with the old, in with the new. And the Ace of Wands is out with the old, in with the new. It's also a very passionate new beginning. So again, I think kind of like passion is returning to your life, like especially, maybe, if we work too hard on something like a business or a career and it doesn't go anywhere, then we can lose passion. And I think passion is returning for you just in general. Or you could be working on things that you're more passionate about. Yes. With the Four of Cups, you have the Page of Wands. Page of Wands, he follows his passions, his enthusiasm as well. So if he's excited about something, he puts work into it. And I think that's what this whole entire reading is about. It's like saying that you're getting back to being passionate about something that maybe you lost passion in. And, this could be a business, a career, a hobby, just something fun that you do in your life. And I think we all need more fun in our lives right now. And so I would say anything you can do to bring more fun into your life would be a really good idea. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this card. It says your commitment is being tested. Yes, unfinished symphony. I think you need to see something through to the end. You have this new moon in Taurus. It says prosperity lies ahead. So yes, do not give up on whatever you're working on. I think that there's going to be a lot of prosperity and success coming in for you. You have the Four of Pentacles, Three of Swords, and the Eight of Wands. The Four of Pentacles can represent holding on too tightly to something that no longer serves you. So I think that releasing something that no longer serves you would be a really good idea with the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles also can represent, again, that spiritual Stockholm Syndrome, kind of holding on to the way things used to be. And I think that also needs to be released here. I also think it would be a great time for you to heal, of course. The Three of Swords, it can represent heartbreak, but really it's a card of healing. Those swords are in your own heart. And usually to heal with a Three of Swords, we have to forgive the past. We don't have to forgive a person or a situation directly. We just have to forgive them in our heart, and that will kind of remove those swords from our heart and set us free. The Three of Swords is also temporary. So it's raining on the card, and the rain on the card just says that even, heartbreaks don't last forever. So this doesn't even have to be a love heartbreak. This could be, anything that didn't work out. And I feel for a lot of you, you could just be focusing on healing or healing your heart with the Three of Swords. On top of all that, I also feel like some of you could be fearing a heartbreak. And again, I think that's one of the fears that I would work on here. Especially if you're like starting something new, it could be anything, love, business, or otherwise. And you could be fearing that something isn't going to work out. But again, I get this energy of needing to make sure that you don't project something onto something that could work, right? And so the Three of Swords is saying, like, as long as you don't overinvest in something new, then it won't lead to heartbreak, as long as you pay attention, right? You have the Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands is quick success or a quick conclusion. I feel that the Eight of Wands, the most important thing with the Eight of Wands is probably our focus. Those wands are all pointing in one direction. And so as long as we kind of keep the momentum going in the right direction, we will be successful with the Eight of Wands. And that's the most important thing with the Eight of Wands, is to keep your focus in one direction. And that's it. That's all I got. With the Four of Pentacles, you have the Nine of Pentacles. Yes, creating an environment of success is probably what everybody should be doing. I think back in like 2022 or 2023, I did environment readings. I cannot find them on my channel. I don't know what happened to them, but I definitely did them. And someone asked about them the other day, and I was like, I cannot find those for the life of me, but they're somewhere. And the Nine of Pentacles is a card of your environment. There's this little snail right here, and it wears its home on its back. So the trick with the Nine of Pentacles is to create an environment of success. It's like, obviously if there's a bunch of junk laying around, that's not an environment of success. It's going to be distracting. I always say, like, I moved to this new place and they wouldn't deliver my pod. So I have like nothing. I have my setup. I have a bed in my room, and that's like pretty much it. I had to get rid of all my stuff, and I have not bought new stuff because just having nothing has been like very freeing, right? And I don't have to think about anything. My brother and I, we live here. I have 2 bowls and 2 plates, right? And it's been so great. We like have no cleaning to do basically ever, practically. And it's just so much simpler, right? And it's created like a much more efficient environment. So that's like one way that you can do it. But there's a million things you can do. You can fill your head with good information, all that other stuff. But it's also an amazing card of abundance. So there could be a lot of abundance here with the Nine of Pentacles. With the Three of Swords, you have the Seven of Swords. I think you were too hurt in the past, is what I would say. I think that maybe some of you have dealt with like a liar, cheater, stealer, or just a person who is toxic in general. And I really feel this is a future fear, is like what's popping into my head. Some of you might want love in the future, and again, if you want love in the future, I feel like this is what needs to heal. Is that? And I always say, if someone cheats on you, it's like there were signs. It's like I don't care like about embarrassing myself, so I'll just do it. I was cheated on twice in a row by 2 different people, and And but it's like right up front, both people told me exactly what they were going to do, right? So it's like the only person I can blame is myself, because they both basically said, I'm going to cheat on you. They didn't use those words, but they basically said it. And so with the Seven of Swords, I think we just have to pay attention to the evidence. We just have to see like what is actually going on in the situation. And it's like one of those situations, and again, I don't care, I'll air my dirty laundry, right? One of those situations, it was like super obvious that this was not a good person from like day one. And I blocked this person over a year ago now, like 3 years ago now. And they were like, why did you block me? I'm like, oh, I don't know, like all the lies, all the BS, all that other stuff. So people will lie to the very end, right? And I feel like the Three of Swords is kind of saying that. It's like you have to heal from that situation. And again, I don't even blame those people, because it's like they told me. It's like you can't say a person is a liar if they actually do tell you without telling you, right? And so I feel like this is saying you learned from that. You learned what to look out for. Just don't repeat it. Within Eight of Wands, you have the Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups is your emotions overflowing. It's happiness coming in for you. Happiness, joy, could be love, could be anything. I mean, this looks pretty good for a connection right here. And so, there could be a very passionate connection coming in for you. The Ace of Cups and the Eight of Wands are also just great cards for getting into the flow, like doing things that make you feel like you are gaining energy or getting energy. And that's what I would always focus on with the Ace of Cups, is your own heart, doing heart-based things. Next, in the good stuff, you have this Blue Lotus. It says enlightenment. You also have this fertility and satisfaction card. So yeah, I mean, the Sun is a card of enlightenment, and you have this enlightenment card. You could be getting a lot of answers or inner answers, or truths could be being revealed to you. The Tower is coming up in the good stuff, but it could still be kind of like uncomfortable in a sense, and we'll talk about that in a second. But you have the Sun. The Sun, best card in the deck, makes the whole entire reading more positive, can definitely bring in more love, joy, peace, happiness, all those other good things. The Sun usually shines a light on something, and again, definitely with Judgment and the Tower, any like sudden ideas that pop into your head, like if you're in the shower, like sometimes like when I wake up first thing in the morning, sometimes I get those like ideas that just come out of nowhere. Those are the things that I would be paying attention to, especially Judgment and Tower. I would, those ideas or plans are probably very intuitive, and I would just, move towards them. The sunshine is a spotlight. It shines a light on things that we need to pay attention to. So definitely what I would do there. You have the Tower. Again, I kind of do feel that some truths could be being revealed to you. Like, I think it's coming up in the good stuff, because it probably will allow you to accept reality. The whole point of the Tower is that they've been building this tower up around them and ignoring reality, and now they're being brought back down to reality, and they're seeing reality for what it actually is. So I think for a lot of you, it's like you're seeing the reality of a situation in your life, and maybe it could be like the truth hurts sometimes, but at the same time, maybe it's setting you free or allowing you to move forward. So I kind of get good bad on the Tower. I kind of feel like on one hand it hurts, but on the other hand it's the truth and it sets you free, right? You have the Fool, and probably also allows you to take a new leap of faith. It's like when we get the truth, we see the truth, and we're able to move on. Then we're set free, and we can have a new beginning. And so I feel that this is saying, you're just having this new beginning, and you're taking a leap of faith in a new direction, which is great. So let's see where this is going for you. With the Sun, you have the Ten of Pentacles. Yes, definitely. So we have sorry, wrong camera. We have the Ten of Pentacles twice, which is amazing. Ten of Pentacles is everything you want and desire. So whatever your focus is guiding you towards the Ten of Pentacles. With the Tower, yes, you have the Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups is fulfillment or wish fulfillment. And so they're definitely, the Tower could be a good surprise in the good stuff. And, there could be some sort of wish that's being fulfilled or wish granted here, which is great. With the Fool, you have the High Priestess. Definitely trust your intuition. Didn't I say? I literally just said that. So again, those like little thoughts that pop into your head, that is what Capricorn is going to need to pay attention to. I think, the problem with those thoughts is that they disappear very quickly. So, it might be a good idea for you to have like a notebook by your bed, or, it might be a good idea to carry a notebook around or a piece of paper that you can write your ideas down on. Because, again, the Judgment, Tower, those are those fleeting thoughts that kind of escape. You have this Lobster card. It says financial pinch. I don't know. I think your finances actually look pretty good. So you could be correcting your finances or improving your finances. You have this owl. It says, good advice from a wise person. Yeah, if you have any mentors, you have two kings here. Kings can kind of represent mentors, and they could be any gender, so it doesn't have to be a man, but, there could be any person that you see as wise in your life could be giving you advice, and it would definitely be good advice to follow. You have this dogs card. It says getting together with friends. I think the end of this year is really good for socializing. We have a bunch of retrogrades, but still, I think it could just be a good time to socialize and put yourself out there with like people that you trust and know. You have this apple card. It says temptation will test you. Yeah, I would be careful of the past, mostly with all the retrogrades. So, there you go. Everything you want is in front of you. You have this key. It says successful outcome to your problems. Yes. And again, that could be judgment and tower. It's like sometimes we can have a problem with the tower, even though it shows up in the good stuff. But the two together give us like some sort of epiphany that helps us overcome the obstacle. So again, this could be a good thing. But this looks really good here, Capricorn. I like it. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.